Chad Hansen from Mojave Mortgage, and today on Mojave Mortgage Adventures, we're out at Circle T Honey Ranch out in Havasu Heights. I'm here with BJ and Dawn. They're the proprietors of Circle T Honey, and they're going to show us everything it takes to be a beekeeper and to harvest honey today. Let's go suit up and play with some bees. So we're driving out to the mean bee colony, a large portion of their honeybees, and Dawn tells us that these bees are angry bees, so
some of them, yeah.
We're not going to get too involved in them. We're just going to get some shots, and we're going to kind of let you all see what exactly it is that a honey farm looks like, or a honey bee farm. Is that what you call it, Dawn?
Yeah.
How many, now you have, how many hives out here?
There's probably between 40 and 50.
40 and 50 hives.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us where to go.
Just follow this road out.
And how many acres are out here, Don?
There's 5 acres. Yeah. It doesn't really take a whole lot. Matter of fact, most beekeepers, they don't even own the property where they have bees. They just
lease it?
They get people to let them put their bees on their property. And a lot of them, say like the commercial beekeepers, they'll have around 40 to the yard. They'll have different yards. You know, a lot of them where we keep our bees at home. We don't take them anywhere, even though I do have one hive that I'm going to take up to the wallflies in the morning that they want for pollination, just to pollinate their garden. So I'm going to take a hive up there for them.
So is that common? People will call a beekeeper and have them send bees out to pollinate a garden?
Yeah, it's pretty common. Now bees have to have water, so if you want to look at that, this is a tank that I have, 1,000-gallon tank up there, and it's all gravity fed to come down to the water. I just got a kiddie pool with a pond material in it, and you can see the bees all working that water. When it gets really hot, well, even now they need water to cool their hive. Especially when it gets really, 110 degrees and stuff.
So what do? They put it on their body and use their wings or something?
Yeah, they'll take it in the hive, and they're also fanning the hive to cool that hive, just like a air conditioner or something,
Really?
Fan, yeah. But yeah, so all that's gravity fed. I just got to make sure that the tank's got water in it.
So you have to haul water out here and just fill it up with a water truck or something? Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. And then it just has a little trickle feeder?
Yeah, just has a little thing like they use for horses is actually what it is, that get the water fill up to that, and then it shuts that float off.
Okay.
So as it goes down, more water will come in and keep it that same level.
So do they know we're here?
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
It only takes them a few minutes. Palo Verde is, we have a lot of Palo Verde trees, and actually the Palo Verde is probably not 100% Palo Verde. It's got like the Wildflower in it too, but it's mostly Palo Verde is what we try to do.
So the honey
and just Wildflower,
So the honey that you produce primarily is it comes from the nectar of the Palo Verde tree?
Right.
So does
yellow
that give
bloom.
Does that give the honey a different taste than you'd find in other regions? Or?
Yeah. Well, I don't see Palo Verde anywhere,
So you have a unique product.
Yeah, I don't see it. I've asked another beekeeper and he said, I used to get Palo Verde, but I just don't get it anymore,
Really?
And I don't know if you don't try or what it is, but
now how do you tell the difference between a Palo Verde honey and what other types of honey are there?
Well, the Palo Verde is a really light honey. It's a lot of times real. I don't even know how to describe it, but it has a little golden tint to it.
Okay.
But it's pretty clear.
So with some of the darker honeys, so when the bees are producing the honey, the nectar that they get from different plants is different colors?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like mesquite a lot of times is a dark, and then the Wildflower is a darker than, say, like the Palo Verde. It's a sometimes real dark, and sometimes it's like a medium, you know, color. But yeah, it's
I would have never guessed that.
yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
And that's why I say we don't have 100%, but I think to be able to call it a unique name like Wildflower or Palo Verde or whatever, mesquite and all that. See, these are honey that's Arizona honey.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of other honeys from different parts of the country, but the Arizona honey and mesquite is unique to Arizona because of the mesquite trees we have here. Not all states have mesquite trees.
Now this is a very unique bee. It almost looked like a hornet.
Yeah, it might be a different. I even had a yellow jacket out here last time I was out here that was trying to get to the honey.
And do the
Look like a yellow jacket.
Now, if another species comes in, will the worker bees or kill that species?
If they get into the hive, yeah, they're more than likely they'll kill that.
They'll attack them?
Yeah, they'll kill it, yeah.
Don, I have one last question. Does this suit make me look bad?
No.
Okay, good.
No, you look good in
All
that
right,
suit,
good.
actually.
All right. So Don, that's where the bees go in and out of the hive?
Right, yeah.
And you have a portion of it blocked
I
off?
do. I keep a portion of it or a lot of it usually blocked because in the desert it's really bad with wax moth. The moth will get in and they'll start laying eggs, and it's like a spider web in there that they do, and they eat the wax and everything, and they'll just do a hive in. Yeah.
Really?
Once they get control. This usually happens on a weak hive. Usually what happens is something happens to the queen, or she's not laying good anymore, something like that, and the hive goes down in numbers of bees. And when that happens, then the wax moth can move in.
So will bees leave if a queen becomes weak?
No, they'll produce another queen.
They'll produce another one,
Yeah.
like we were talking about on the way up.
But if for some reason they don't have the eggs, because that's something wrong with that queen, or she, got something, she died or whatever, then they don't have that egg to produce. 'Cause an egg only stays in an egg for 3 days. So if they can't get the egg to produce a queen, then they're doomed,
So
unless you come along, a beekeeper is keeping the bees, and he comes along and checking the hive, and he sees, oh, there's no queen here, there's no eggs here, we got to get a queen in this hive. And if you don't have a queen, you can take a frame that has eggs on it and put it in there and let them produce their queen.
But there's also a business that you can buy queens from, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You can buy them online.
Oh yeah, I buy queens from a couple different places, and what I do, and that's how I get rid of the mean bees because what happens here in Arizona is they'll hatch out a queen. That queen will get mated, and more than likely, say like almost 99% of the time, she'll end up mean. She's not mean at first, but when you get to 2 boxes like these hives, when you get to 2 boxes high, they have more honey, they have more brood, they have everything in there to protect, and that's why they're getting mean, because they want to protect what they have. So they're usually not that bad. If you can usually walk up to them like this and they're not bad, but when you open the hive, it's a whole different story. Then they're coming out to get you.
Really?
And they're coming out at your face.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Yeah. Let's not. Do that.
So that's what happens with the mean ones, and that's why I order queens from a couple different places. I'll order queens. It just depends on who's got them, when I need them. And most places you have to order way ahead of time, and you got to know how many you're going to need. But the place I order from, it's in Georgia. I can just call them up and say, hey, I need 10 queens, and they'll ship me 10 queens, and I can get them overnight. And they're really good. I'll get them UPS, and I'll just go down UPS and call me and say, hey, your bees are here, and I'll go down and get them.
Now, do they have when you order them, or if think about like horse racing, so they breed these bloodlines, is that like a science that's involved in the queen creating process?
Yeah, there's a lot of people that try to get good genetics in their queens, so that they're good queens, and they're good producing queens, and they're good just natured queens.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with queen rearing, they call it. The people that raise the queens.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with that, with raising good queens and good quality queens.
Wow.
You know, it's going to last.
And what's the average cost of a queen if you had to ship one out?
The last ones I got was last month, and they was $30 a piece, plus the shipping.
Plus the shipping.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they fly them out here in first class, right?
Yeah, it's
because
over.
they're queens. They got to fly first class. They
Yeah.
get champagne and cherry or strawberries and stuff.
No,
right?
they actually mail them out in a cardboard box.
But at least it's first class mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get them overnight because I don't want them in some hot truck or whatever. You know, I mean, and once in a while I'll get, you know, some queens and one of them's dead for whatever reason, you know, and this company I get them from, they're pretty good. I can call them and send them a picture of that dead queen, and they'll send me another one, or I just got to where I tell them, just wait till I order some more and you can put it in that one, you know.
So how often do you have to replace a queen into a hive?
I do it every year.
Okay, so just once a year per hive.
Yeah.
So you got
Usually,
40, 50 hives at $10. So just to get your queens is $500-600 a year.
Yeah.
Give or take.
I'll spend a good $600, and that's why I do the bee rescue. We actually started out what we call rescuing bees, going out. Somebody's got bees under a building or something like that. We'll go out and get the bees out and bring them home, and then we'll have to. They're always mean, so we'll have to requeen them and get that mean trait breeded out of them.
So you don't want to. So if someone has a bee infestation at their house and they've built a hive, you don't want to kill those bees. You want to call somebody like you to come out, get those bees so you can rescue them, put them back with other hives, and make honey with them. Right.
Right. That's the game of the plan. But when they're in like a house or a brick wall or something, you know, there's not much of a way. You know, people don't want to cut their house out to get the bees, and you just got to call pest control and put them down. There's some cases you know, if they're in a block wall, they don't want to tear that block wall down to get the bees out. So just don't pay no attention. It's
almost like a 747 flying by my head right there.
Yeah, they're just buzzing around.
That scared me a little bit.
No, don't be scared, or just don't pay them any attention.
So the bees that we're seeing here, those are workers?
Yeah, they're all workers.
So these are not breeding. These are sterile bees.
Yeah.
Okay, they're building the hive. Right. So they're going out, getting the nectar, coming back, and building it. And who creates the wax?
Those would be, I would think, the nurse bees. I never had anybody ask me that. Who makes the wax?
So you have the workers, which would be considered drones?
No, drones is the male bee, and they're a bigger bee, and you won't see them coming out and I mean, you might, but they're not really raising any queens right now, so they're, it's kind of unlikely you'd see one. They may be in some of the hives, but and what they do when they get done with the mating time is they kick their drones out. They don't need them anymore.
Right.
They don't want them in there eating the honey, so they kick them out.
So the worker bees that we're seeing here, the mass majority of the bees that we're seeing here, these are the guys or gal. They're all males.
They're all female.
Female.
Yeah.
Oh man, jeez.
Bees. The worker bees are all female. The queen's a female. What you call a drone is a male, and it's a lot bigger, and it doesn't have a stinger. It can't sting you.
Really?
Yeah. And its only purpose is to mate with the queen.
And there's one queen per hive.
Yeah.
So now tell me the significance of having just one level, 2 levels, 3 levels. I mean,
it's just the stage. Now this one was a swarm. What happened is I had some of the bees that swarmed this time, and its nature is hard to keep them from swarming, but it's the way they reproduce, And what they'll do is they'll raise another queen, and then they'll take that old queen and take half of them, and they'll fly out, and they usually fly close. I've got them over on this Palo Verde tree. I got them over there. I probably had maybe 10 hives to swarm that I got the bees. Now, I probably had some to swarm that I didn't get them because I wasn't here.
They're like going to go to the Mediterranean.
And this is one of them. See, I got right here 4 123 swarm 2. That's the number 2 that I got that day. So there's another one that's got 1, right? Yeah, okay, this is the first swarm of that day. And
so when you say
this was on 4/6.
So when you say they're swarming, like so as a beekeeper, you just come out and you look around and you go, oh,
exactly.
hey, there's a swarm of bees, and you go out there and you put a hive near them and try to put a queen in there.
I just get the box and put it over there, and I'll find the queen. I'll look around and find the queen, and I'll put her in a queen cage, and I'll put her in the hive. And then the other bees, I just put the box over there where the other bees are at, and they'll go in it.
You gotta be kidding.
No, they'll go in it because that's where their queen's at. That's the way I do it. There's a number of ways you can do it, but that's the way I do it. I like to find that queen for one reason, just to make sure a queen's there. Because I have had one a little bitty swarm that wasn't a queen there. So it's up there.
So
in that little box up there, what they call a nuke.
So
nuke box.
You put a queen in there and hope that they'll start producing a colony.
Yeah. What I did when I got some new queens and I requeened, I just took one of the queens out, the old queen, and I put it in that box up there with them.
Wow.
So
how many bees would you say is in like a 3 stack like this? Well, I mean, what's the population of this fine facility?
Well, there's probably around 10,000 bees to this colony right here.
Wow. So you got about 3,000 in a single, give or take?
Yeah, there's, well,
3,250 if my math is correct.
It's, well, I kind of judge it by a package. You can buy what they call a package of bees. It's kind of like a size of a 6-pack. And they'll have, I think it's 3 pound of bees, and I'm thinking 10,000 bees.
So it's 10,000 bees make up 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's probably what you'd have right here, about 10,000. Yeah, that's a good. That would be more than that.
So what's the reason for making a larger one versus just a single stack?
Okay, well, as they grow,
is this a queen that's been divorced 3 times and just took the house when she left?
No. This is actually a good producing hive because it's got 3 boxes. This one right here, I did have 6 boxes high on. This one right here, I think it is.
Oh wait, now here's a really big bee. What? Oh, no, that's a beetle. I'm sorry. Or is that a bee?
Huh?
Is that a bee or a beetle?
No, that's a beetle. I've been seeing them out here, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're getting in the hive, some kind of beetle, but I've never seen beetles around the hive. But sometimes you open it up, and there's one there.
So if you open this,
they have problems back in Tennessee and all that with beetles, but I've never had a problem with them here.
So if you open this hive, they'd be all everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's not do that.
Especially if I'd have brought the smoker, I could have smoked them a little bit, and that helps. But they're.
Let's not anger the bees.
See, this is one that I got another swarm. This is on 4/5/23. This is the first swarm of that day. I started numbering how many swarms because I come over here one day. I had 3 swarms out here.
Wow.
So I said, well, I got to know what's what, how to tell. So I just started numbering like that, 1 swarm on that date. And
so is there a season, like a particular season?
Yeah.
And then what's the season? How long?
Well, the season varies on where you're at, but the way it works is when it gets time for stuff to start blooming.
Okay, so spring.
That's swarm season.
Okay.
Yep, because what they do is they swarm out, and they don't have anything when they swarm out. So when they swarm out, they gotta have, a way to make honey and everything, start their hive, start their colony going, and that's why they do it then. They do it when stuff is just starting to bloom or it is blooming. It could already be in bloom. I mean.
And then what's the lifespan of a hive? I mean, what happens to the bees after the season?
Well, they say a queen lasts 5 years, but I've never seen that. I've never got 5 years. I've got a couple years out of a queen, and that's about it.
How long do the workers live?
A month or something like that. They're not very long.
All right, so most of the bees that are born are going to be the worker bees, and you mentioned that those have an average lifespan of about 28 days. So the hive is continually producing a new batch of worker bees every month, basically.
Yeah,
right?
that queen is laying, and she's, if she's a good queen, she can lay anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 eggs a day. So they're producing the bees, especially when things, and now they'll slack down when things are not blooming. They'll slack down even here.
What do they do in the off season? Are they like snowbirds? They just go down to the trailer park and drink beer?
No, they're hauling their water in to keep themselves cool. That's, instead of them, that's their beer, is the water to keep cool.
So even when the in the off season, the queen is still just laying eggs. That's all they do. That's their whole life.
Yeah,
that's their whole lifespan.
Yeah.
So you say a couple years that you've gotten out of one. They're laying how many? How many a day?
Anywhere from 1,000, 2,000. They say they can lay up to 2,000, but that's gotta. You're talking about the best of the best that does that.
Those are the thoroughbreds.
Yeah. Those are. Yeah.
So if you have a bee, you have a queen bee. I mean, just think of the sheer numbers. So say you have one that averages 1,000 eggs a day. They're laying 52,000 eggs a year. Double that if you get 2,000, of course.
Of course, you're having your workers, because they just actually work themselves to death. They're going out working, getting nectar, pollen, and everything, bringing it back, and they're dying. Every day they're dying. Man, when you hear this bee that sounds really loud, that flies around you, and it's really loud, they're on their way out because their wings has got frayed, and that's why they're loud.
Really?
They're flying, yeah.
Wow.
And so they're approaching their last days,
Interesting.
And, wow. But when a bee is hatched out, their first job is cleaning their cell. They clean their cell out. And it's like us when you get up and you make your bed, Right. When they get out of their cell, they make their bed. In other words, their cell.
What do they just eat it, or?
And then, no, I don't know how they do it, but that's they clean it out and get it ready for but another egg in it.
Do you have like a little supply of little tiny shovels around here? You just leave them out in the evening time and they take the shovels in there?
No, it's all natural for them. They don't need any tools. All their tools is built on them.
Very cool.
So they do that, and then they become a nurse bee, what they call nurse bees, and they take care of they'll take care of the queen. Some of them take care of the queen. They follow the queen around, taking care of her. And then some of them will just take care of the new eggs that's been dropped in. They'll take care of that and feed that egg along the way, until it's cow.
Wow. Oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah,
this guy right
there's
here.
really a lot of
See that
stuff.
shot? Poor guy. He worked himself to death.
Yeah. Just laid right there and died.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like me when I'm.
Yeah, you'll see them on the ground too, all dead and everything.
That looks like me after a day of repairing sprinklers at the house.
And then they have the bees that take out the dead bees. That's why you see them laying around here. They're all dead and everything. Where the bees has took their dead out and drop them out. And
now some of these have wood, but you have a piece of some sort of what kind of?
Well, I did that. This was another swarm that I got on 3/27, and it was a big swarm. So I just put that there. That was they kept going back to it. They was on a greasewood bush, and they kept they was going back. Some of the bees was going back to that. So I just got the greasewood bush and just stuck it in there,
and it worked.
Yeah,
and they all came in.
Yeah, they're just staying there at the hive. After I did that. Wow. So what it was, it had the scent of the queen on that greasewood. So that's what it was.
Well, thanks for bringing us out and showing us the beginning stages of how the bee business works, and you guys gather your swarms and you put them together. Yeah. I think next we're going to go back up to the facility and we're going to spin some honey, and you're going to show us how you collect it. Yes?
Yeah. Now see that stand over there?
Yes, sir.
I built that for the mean bees that I get. Any mean bees, I can put them out there and kind of get them away from the general spot here. Not that it really matters. I just know what's mean and what's not. But what's happened is I've requeened them, and they're all good bees now. So I need to move them over here and get some of these. You know, I know I got some mean bees here.
So typically when you have a quote-unquote mean bee hive, you're going to take the whole hive and just put it over there. That's like the detention?
Well, sometimes I'll haul it home, which is a couple miles away, you know. And because if you just tuck it over there, then you're going to have the worker bees coming back. They're trying to find the hive and it's not here, you know.
Right.
So what I do is I'll take it to the house for a week, and then I'll bring it over there, you know. Then I'll take it over there.
They're like teenagers. You got to put them on restriction. For
yeah,
a
you
couple
gotta.
days.
If you just move it, we're not far enough away. So if you just move it over there, all your workers are coming over here. Even if they go out of the hive over there, they're going to come back here.
Right. And then just come over here and cause a ruckus.
Yeah, they're just over here looking for their hive. I mean, they'll eventually get in with some others or something, maybe, you know.
Kind of like Mike Tyson walking into a nightclub.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go on up to the house.
Or they'll get beat up and they'll kick them out, you know.
Very interesting.
And it doesn't look like a whole lot going on here, so that doesn't really look good for this hive. But this is one, see, that I couldn't find the queen, and then 518 I put a marked queen in. So that's what I'm wanting to look, and I want to see.
We're going to be looking for
what the marked
queen.
What the marked queen is. I started about a.
Do we need the smoker?
Yeah, I started about a couple years ago marking the queen, and
barking the queen.
Marking her.
Oh, marking.
Right on top of her head there, you mark it, put a color on there, and they have a color for every year. So this year it's red.
Is that all across the beekeeping nation?
Yeah, everywhere.
So everybody, really?
Yeah, everybody does the same
How
color.
much smoke do we need?
Oh, just not much for these. This is not a big hive or anything.
So you just drop the smoke right in there.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, man, you can hear them.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty good. Now I'll take this empty frame out. I want to get to in here where stuff's at. What I want to do is I want to look. I want to see.
How do you spot the queen?
Now see right here we have young larvae right here. This is some really young larvae, what I call half-baked. It's about halfway to being capped. This is honey right here.
How long does it take to get to this stage, half-baked?
Half-baked.
Now is this one right there, like those two right there?
Yeah.
Are those are cleaning their cells like you said?
No, those are taking care of these half-baked ones. They're just taking care of it.
Oh, the cell is half-baked, not the bee itself.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the bee itself.
Oh, okay.
See, if you look, you see some really small right there. And that's probably about 5 days or 6 days, something like that. And then see, it gets older. There's some younger stuff here, and then a little older stuff
down
here.
In there?
Yeah, and see right here, there's some real young stuff. See, you can see, you might even see an egg in there, but it's so young, it's just barely starting to make a U-turn in there. You know, when you see that, that's when it comes out. Like I say, it takes it's an egg for 3 days, and then after that, it develops into a larvae. You know. It ends up getting that U shape to it, and that's just the bee growing, you know, just like a person does in a stomach. You know, they got a cell they grow in.
How long does it take to fill a what do you call it, a cage? A frame.
A frame, yeah.
How long does it take to fill a frame with honey?
Oh shoot, I don't know. That just depends on the bee.
Oh, look at all that. It's raw honey in there.
Yeah. Yeah, what they're doing is, as they hatch out, see those, that's as capped.
Yeah.
Is a bee, but as it hatches out, they're filling it with honey.
Now this guy right there with his head in there, he's filling it with honey.
Yeah. Yeah, more than likely that's what he's doing.
Wow.
Or she's doing. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, that's a really good sign. That tells me right there that more than likely I got a queen. I mean, I know I've got a queen at least the last 4 or 5 days, 5 to 6 days, something like that, that has laid that stuff, that laid them eggs to produce that larvae there. So.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Are we gonna smoke them still, or just they don't really care, do they?
Nah, we can smoke them if we need to, but.
They're busy doing
So these ones with
see
the
that's young larvae too in there.
So these ones that are capped,
Yeah.
they're gonna
hatch out.
they're
See,
gonna
this one right here is hatching out right here. See that?
Oh yeah.
See that little? Yeah, it's hatching out right now.
Oh, it's coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, it's a little baby.
Get the stuff off my.
Oh, all we get to witness the baby.
Yeah.
How long does that take?
Oh shoot! It'll be hatching out today, but she usually don't take that long when they get that far along. But who knows? It's just ever how long it takes to. If I could be still enough to help it.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sticking its antennas out. Here it comes. Oh!
There it
Oh!
Oh, that is so freaking cool.
You scared it. It went back in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Same thing.
There she's coming.
Oh, look at
There
that.
she goes.
Brand new baby.
Yep.
So that, like you said, the first thing they do is clean themselves.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Congratulations, Don, you're a granddad. To a brand new 1/1,000,000th of an ounce baby bee.
Yep. Yeah, she can go to work.
How long, when they come out, their DNA, it just tells them time to work, right?
Yeah.
They don't waste any time.
No.
So this one right here is filling that cell, or you call it a cell?
Yeah.
Is filling that cell with honey.
Yeah.
Now all of
You
this,
need to hit a button for you?
so if you look at the cage or the screen, what'd you call it? A cage? No.
What's that?
Or
The frame.
These, a frame. So one of those frames, they build all of that comb,
Yeah.
and it's built out of pollen or I mean wax and
Yeah.
such. So their bodies generate the wax from getting the nectar from
Yeah.
the local flora and fauna.
Yeah. Yeah. They make the wax and see that's got larvae in it too. That frame. All that in there.
So no queen?
I haven't seen the queen. She's in here somewhere though, because there's larvae there. She's got to be in here somewhere. But what I want to see, what I want to make sure is if that queen is the one I put in. I want to make sure that it's a marked queen. If it's not a marked queen, then it's not the one I put in. Then something happened, because I haven't checked this hive in since that 18th.
So how do you
Since May the 18th.
How do you spot the queen?
Well, she's bigger. She's a longer bee. You'll know when you see her. She's a longer bee, longer abdomen to her, and everything. They're just putting honey in this one.
The crown usually gives it away too.
Cameraman's got jokes.
Yeah.
That's how you tell the difference between a regular bee and a killer bee. Killer bees have a
See,
crown.
she should have been on one of them with that has the brood on it. It's kind of unlikely, but
The brood. What's the brood?
the brood is like what we was looking at with like the half-baked stuff I was telling you about. That's the brood. That's the baby bees, in other
So
words.
this right here is all bee made.
Yeah. No, this is a plastic foundation.
Oh, okay.
And then they draw the comb from that. See, like you can see where they draw it out, and then they put honey, or the queen will lay eggs in it.
So no
and
queen.
all that. I'm not seeing her.
There,
but
right there. There
yeah,
she is.
there she is with
Wow.
the red dot. Oh yeah,
I spotted her right away.
sure did.
What makes the red dot? Is it like a paint or
Yeah,
a
it's
dye?
a paint like a marker.
There she
Yeah.
is.
That's a good mama right there. Yep. She's an Italian queen.
So she's got like
Or what they say is European. She's a European.
wouldn't
queen.
wouldn't it be a European?
There's all kind of different queens, you know. Corleana queens, and they're just all different make, you know. different races, I guess you could say.
So is she looking for a comb that's deeper so she can start laying?
Yeah, she's looking for a place to lay, but I don't think she's gonna find nothing there.
But you don't move her.
No,
She does her own thing.
Yeah, I just leave her. She could have, when we smoked her, she could have ran over because she shouldn't be over here on this.
She would typically be over here where the comb is
I'm gonna
deeper.
put her back in right now. Yeah, she would be on the frame that has the brood or the baby bees on. That's normally where you find the queen at.
Now, is there a science between keeping them close like that?
No, what you just want them close together. The bees can get through them and everything, so that's all you want. And what I do is I try to keep a little gap on each side and push them together. And what that does is give airflow on both sides.
Now, where's the water source for these bees?
They're over under that tree right there. I just smoke them a little bit and just make sure that they stay down. And then this is a homemade inner cover here that I just made because I ran out of inner covers. So, or actually, yeah, this one is sold, so I just made one for her because she didn't.
Have there been technological advances in different types of smoke, like other industries, that give a different effect for every type of bee?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's
All right,
just,
I'm just wondering.
What you want is a cool smoke. You want to, when you feel the smoke come out, you want it to be a cool smoke where you don't feel no heat. See, that's pretty cool right there. You don't feel no heat from that.
Oh, wow. Oh, so that's like the topper thing you were talking about?
Yeah. And this one I have a queen excluder. That means the queen's in the bottom. She can't come up and lay eggs in the honey.
Okay, so you're just going straight for honey on the top.
Yeah.
That's why you call it a honey box.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna see what this looks like, because I put this box on. They probably haven't had a chance to do anything because I just took honey off of them. Yeah, it don't look like much is going on. Little honey there look like. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, there's a little honey there.
On the top?
Yeah, they're the top, and they just haven't got that far along with it. They're still working on it.
So do they typically work from the top down?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, in the wild, they'll attach their comb and at the top of whatever they're attaching it to, and then they work down, and they'll work around usually like that.
Okay.
And because the comb hangs down, they can't work from the bottom because gravity, you know, the comb is so soft. Even if they tried to go from the bottom up, it would fall over.
Collapse.
It's so soft, yeah. Because that comb is really soft when
You got some there too, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, these. See, these.
Look, that one's got a bunch on the side, on the other side.
Yeah. See this?
So they're all making honey.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah. Yep. See their heads in there.
So in the wild, I mean, obviously we know what the purpose is here is to create honey. But in the wild, when they make a hive, and then they do the honey, they make the honey. What happens? Is it just animals eat it, or
no? They make the honey for them.
Energy.
They just make more than they need. They're hoarders, you know. They just make way more honey than they need. So it's just honey for them. That's what they're doing. They're not making it for us. We just go in and get it.
Right.
You know, they used to call it robbing the hive.
Right.
Now they call it harvesting.
Okay.
They want to be nice about it these days, I guess. You know,
how
don't
long
want to
does it-
offend the bees.
How long does it take to? Oh, look, they're building it right there.
Yeah.
How long does it take to build a whole screen?
Oh shoot! If there's a good honey flow and everything, they can build it out really fast. But I've never really timed it. Really, tell you the truth.
A week, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it would. I would say. Yeah, I would say a good couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it depends. Some places it might be a heavier flow. See, our flow is dying out now. See all the Palo Verde trees. There's no blooms on the Palo Verde trees anymore.
Right.
And so it's dying out. I mean, the flowers are dying, they're getting hot, and we ain't getting no water to keep them going, you know. So they would not fill this whole box up. They don't have the honey flow
not
to do
enough.
it. Yeah.
All kind of interesting things that goes into making honey. So now we're back in the honey room with BJ. BJ, and this is a funny thing, BJ's allergic to bees, but she makes some of the greatest honey in Mojave County. So what she's going to show us next is she's going to show us how we extract the honey from the frame.
This is from the frame.
From the frame. So why don't you show us what we do here?
All right, so this is a fully capped frame of honey. As you can see, both sides have wax cappings all the way around it. Oh, this one's got a little open nectar on this side. So basically, and I usually do it in that tank over there, but we're just gonna take this here capping knife, and we're gonna, he hates this kind, we have lots of other ones, and you're just gonna get those cappings off. And that is what goes in this tank. This is called a capping tank right here.
And you said that you take these cappings and you make wax bars, and you do soaps and I'm guessing lotions and
lip
candles,
balm,
lip balm.
candles, everything.
So everything's used.
Yep, everything. We sell everything.
Are
Okay,
you-
I'm not uncapping the ones that has the nectar in it because there's no cappings on there.
Okay.
So that saved me. I didn't have to uncap the whole
But
thing.
this one here is almost fully capped.
Yep. So it's just mainly just scratching them off. We have hot knives for it too. But once you get about halfway with a hot knife, it cools off. And then it just drags through it and does the same damage that this fork's doing. But this is a capping. It's a capping tool.
You sure that's not a hair pick?
Well, I'll give it to you and we can give it a whirl. Here, would you like some?
Well, I'll tell you one thing I've learned being in that bee suit and walking around and doing all this, and as you can see on camera, this is a hot, sweaty job. This is not easy. Mike Rowe should probably be here doing this.
Tell you what, the thing is people don't realize is that every penny these bees bring in goes back into the bees, number one, but the beekeepers like us who have to do this,
It's a passion.
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's very hot because the most important time of the year, the most work that you do is right now.
Yeah, when it gets warm.
When it's hot. I've done this at 120 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so now that we've got our uncapped frame here, we're gonna make a mad dash for that tank over there. And actually, if you want to bring it closer,
Sure.
just go ahead and bring it closer for now while we load it. That way I'm not see the honey dripping off of here. That's why I say we put that light on here so the heat can get in there and get this honey that's dripping off to go out the bottom.
So
There's
you
a
keep the honey
screen
out
on
of
the
here.
bottom.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yep.
All right.
so much.
So here we go. Dawn, you should have just took it out of the refrigerator.
Huh?
In the garage. Take it from the fridge in the garage.
I did, but
Oh,
we
okay.
have 4 in there, so there's
Oh.
4 cones.
All right, so that's one. This particular extractor is hand cranked, so you do all the work.
So,
And it holds 3 frames. That's
so
it.
that was all of this is honey.
Yep, that's uncapped nectar at this point.
So you're just taking the caps off.
Yep, just taking the caps off what isn't already done for me.
Wow. Man, the smell in here is I mean, it smells so good.
All your gear smells like that. Your hair smells like it. Your vehicle, everything.
Really?
You know when you're
Your
around a
hat all sweaty.
beekeeper. If
Now,
you
this one's
know
a lot
the
darker.
smell.
Is that a different? Is
It's
this the same?
older wax?
Oh,
Yeah, it's older wax. When we have new frames, brand new foundation and everything. No, I'm not. He does this a lot. Only thing he doesn't do is what I'm doing. He takes care of the bees, he pulls the honey, and then BJ takes over the business. That's it.
That is.
I have to harvest, bottle,
No,
sell.
all of that is just
Yeah, stick your
Ready.
finger in there.
you can't. Can I?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Take it right out of there. It's nice and warm. Go ahead, you guys. Try it. There's no taste like it. And I tell people our bees have their own flavor, and they do. I know when it's our bees, and don't
Wow.
ask me why, but I do.
That
Maybe
is
'cause
so good.
You got some wax with yours, but that's okay.
Okay.
Chomp it down.
Oh yeah, it ain't gonna hurt
Yeah.
you.
So we sell honeycomb at Herb's Herbs, but we don't have any yet.
Really?
It's coming down the pipeline.
BJ, where do you sell your honey locally?
We sell it at Herb's Herbs. Noreen sells it for
Yeah,
us there.
Noreen Gilmartin just
Yes,
took over that business.
yes,
She's a
she's a
nice
friend.
lady. She's a nice
She's a
lady.
friend.
Yeah.
Riverbound across the street. We're at the swap meet every Sunday during the season. We're also at the farmers market, the Cause, the second and fourth Saturday of the month, and then we do Bullhead City starting in September. on the 1st of every month all the way through May.
And then all of this is honey that's going to be canned or,
Gonna be
bottled.
bottled up.
Or,
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
So in a typical...
What we do is we put it in this because if we put it in the bottles, we would have to buy so many bottles.
Right.
That, you know, it's just not something we want to spend that much money on right out of the gate.
Oh.
So we put it in 5 gallon, 2 gallon, 1 gallon, everything we can find, you know, we put it in.
And how much
then
honey?
we bottle it from there.
How much honey would you say you produce in a year? Because your
Well-
season's pretty short, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is here.
Our best year was 2 years ago, and it was 300 gallons.
300 gallons.
That was a lot for us. I had to have help. I had a friend of mine come and help because his wife had just busted herself up, broke her leg and arm.
Oh no.
And he couldn't go home, so he's like, well, I might as well help you.
Right.
He bit off more than he could chew.
Yeah, he helped me get honey off the
All right,
hive.
So this
we're
one's
gonna
ready?
take this,
Yeah.
yep, just stick it right down in
Then
that
he
next
helped-
Does it
slot.
matter which side?
Extract the
I
honey.
know.
It's stuck on there.
Well,
Oh,
just
it's a
stick it
screw.
there.
Do that
Okay,
again.
just stick it down in there. And yeah, work with it, it'll spin. And then there's a sweet spot that you can sit it where it'll go all
Right
the
there.
way in.
Oh,
You got it.
I got
It's
it?
Okay, yep.
All right.
Then we're gonna get it to the last one.
Got some wax.
This one this one's got a little bit of a problem.
What's wrong with it?
Well, the reason why we put these things in the freezer when we're not using them, this is one of the biggest nemesis in Havasu. This here, those are little baby eggs for what's called wax moth. The wax moth will start, and you can see it here, start eating the wax. When they do, they're not interested in the honey, they're not interested in the bees. All they want is the wax. So they're gonna ruin this whole thing. Those eggs won't, but wherever mama's at, she's a full-grown moth. She lays larvae that look similar to our baby bees, but they ended up being big worms, and they just go through and trash everything.
Oh no.
They'll have
So-
a web on there that's like a spider web.
They can see it.
Yeah,
Yep, right here, and that spot right there. So it's not going to hurt our honey. Everything strains out. It's not harmful to us. They live with the bees all the time, but if the hive is strong enough, then the wax moth can't take over. They'll stay down in the bottom and wait for whatever scraps the bees throw them. But if you have a weak hive, then the weak hive is going to let them start, and because they can't control what's going on.
And they just won't
They
attack
can't
them.
protect it.
No,
like
well,
that.
they try, but when they become too, it's too overpowering, there's too many, then the bees will do one of two things. They're going to pack up and leave, or they just won't attend to their frames.
Can I try
So-
to scrape it?
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah,
stand
the
it up
bees
on
don't
that
have
just
enough
to
bees
keep
to
it from
protect
moving
it.
around.
And you just not
Just
hard,
go,
right?
Yeah, you'll kind of get the knack of it there. Yeah, and you're just looking to get those cappings off of there.
Kind of like so.
Yeah. Then you can go down that side. It's okay if you go into the uncapped a little bit. They're gonna come out anyway. Oh, you're a quick learner. He's a quick study there.
Don't get any ideas. I already got a full-time job.
Don't we all? You see that 80-foot rig out there?
Yeah.
Don't drive itself.
So how much of this do you have
Got
to get
another
off?
6 months to do
Well,
it.
we want to get all those cappings off. 'Cause
More?
If not, we're gonna spin it. No, just go on down to the next.
Oh, down
place.
here.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, look at all that honey.
We first bring them out of the hives when we're trying to take the frames right back out. The honey's really hot, and when it gets on your hand, it's still warm. and you can't
sorry.
help it.
Get a
I'm in your way. You're not in mine.
There.
Get a destroy. Oh, no, I don't want
Right,
to get
now
rid of
turn the
that,
other
right?
side. Turn to
That's
the
good
other
honey.
side. Yeah, it's good honey. It's gonna be okay in the capping.
Yeah, it goes in there and then it drains out of there.
Yeah, there's a screen in the bottom. Typically, that tank and this tank go together.
Oh, look at all of that. We get the mother load right there.
The good thing about beekeeping is you have no waste.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're done getting the honey out of that wax and everything, then you melt that wax down and make pure beeswax out of it that you can sell.
So is this where the term "mind your beeswax" comes from?
Well, we have that sign on our booth with where I sell the beeswax, and so that people would quit asking me, "Is that soap? Is that honey? Can I eat?"
You're
that?"
perfect, BJ. Now what?
Put them right down in there.
Yeah.
Try to find that sweet spot.
Okay.
Good job. All right, if you want to spin
Wow.
it, we'll let you spin. It's hot in here
How
today.
how fast?
All right, let's move it out. Well, you know what? Whatever you got in your belt, let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll
it's
shake.
it's geared.
Yeah.
You want to get it going so that you can see it and you can hear it if you listen. The honey's slinging out. Wow, you're getting to it there, buddy.
Man, this is a hot job. Seriously, how long you got to do it for?
Well, they say about 10 minutes. I don't. I just do as much as I can, and then just keep spinning it. And the bad thing is if they're unequal, in other
it
words,
really
you
gets to
have
shaking?
heavier frames on one side, it bounces. And it is so hard to work with.
So I was going too fast.
No, it's, you know, I got a sprained wrist, honey.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
I'm babying it.
This is really hot work.
And then, well, I can't open it when I'm turning it, but it's slinging the honey on the side.
And then it
And
just
then in a
drips
warm
down.
building like this, it's going to melt down.
Then you got to take it out and turn them over and do it again.
Yep.
The centrifugal force.
You keep them balanced.
Oh,
The
so
main
they
thing.
don't,
It's like a washing machine that goes off balance.
Yep.
so
until
it
you get
doesn't
it right.
fling all the way through. You got to spin them around.
Yep. So when you're done, you're hoping that you end up with dry honeycomb, just like
Oh,
that.
look, it's all inverted.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's because they grow them out. And then you could see pollen.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I
Falling in there.
broke your frame.
Oh, it's sucked through, Dawn. That's what's the matter. Nah, you didn't. get
Put
that.
too much of that on it.
Maybe we can turn it back around.
Yeah.
All right, so here's another one. This is the one that we had the little trails. Now you can really see them. And that hurts a beekeeper
here.
right there.
Right there?
Yeah. We've lost so many bees because of wax moth. There you go. There's the little buddy right there.
Oh, is that a
That
wax moth?
little guy is a wax moth. That's the baby. So it's been when it cocoons, it's going to make a moth, and then the moth is the one that makes all the eggs and.
They taste like chicken?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you.
Work.
I am. I got to put a bucket over there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're
I got it tight that time.
Oh.
See, now it's got the wax and everything, so that's why you use a 2-point sieve. First point of the sieve is going to take out the wax and the bees, and then the second one's going to remove some of the pollen. So there's one down in there underneath. You can see it's 2 layers.
So out of three frames, how many bottles or jars of honey will you get?
Well, I would say that these were pretty light, so they're probably going to be a couple pounds a piece, maybe more.
How much does honey weigh?
It's 12 pounds per gallon.
12 pounds.
Yeah, water and gas and all that's 8 pounds per gallon. So
I'm sweating.
it's hot in here.
Hold on. We got to get ready.
You want a rag to put over there?
And then you just bottle it. Now this isn't how I bottle in the house. It's a little bit different, but same idea.
Getting honey in the bottle.
Look at that.
Yep.
Almost perfect pour.
Yep. And there is Palo Verde triple threat.
Don, BJ, truly appreciate you having us out. The Circle T Honey Ranch, we really appreciate that. You did mention that you do welcome folks to come out here and do tours and such.
Yes, we do. And if you want to come out and you want to buy honey from Circle T, if you can't get me on the phone because I'm a busy person, I apologize for that. But if you come out and you find our house and you're going, oh, there's no bees, well, just look for the yellow bees and the Circle T on the gates. They're all over the gates. You can see them. And we do welcome people to just show up, knock on the door, and I'll definitely get you your honey and take care of you.
I can tell you it's a really neat experience coming out here and learning about honeybees and the life cycle. Don, you've been very, very informative. I would say I've been extremely educated as to how difficult it is to do what you do. Thank you so much. You gave us a or a bottle of your triple threat. We're going to take this home. Our cameraman says he's going to go home and make some honey bread with it today. So I want to truly thank you for having us out. I truly appreciate you. Remember, folks, Circle T right here in Lake Havasu. Go on out, see them. You can find them at the farmers market. You can find them at the swap meet in season, and you mentioned that you also sell everything that you do at Herb's Herbs. So thank you once again, and remember, folks, buy local or buy local. Thanks again for joining us on Mojave Mortgage Adventures. We'll see you next time.